What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Now I've got two sets of tools here. I've got just regular screwdrivers in the left hand corner, and in my right hand corner I've got a selection of impact drivers, and I've got one drill in there. Now I'm sure you're thinking, hey, what do these tools have to do with each other? Well, in the middle here there's actually one tool that kind of meets the demands of both of these categories, and of course those are going to be the 12 volt and 20 volt 18 volt selection of electric screwdrivers. Now of course they do make them even more compact. Pretty much every brand has like a 4 to 6 volt, somewhere in that range, screwdriver. Now DeWalt makes a gyroscopic screwdriver, which is pretty cool. Makita actually has a big selection. If you check on Amazon, they've got a ton of different screwdrivers. They actually even have a impact screwdriver, which is pretty cool, which kind of just is an impact driver, but it's going to be a little bit different form factor, quite a bit more compact and smaller, and a way bigger price. And it's the one tool that I haven't found a reason to buy just yet. Now, I know a lot of people have a good reason to use a screwdriver. You gain a lot of advantages with screwdrivers. You also get, a lot of screwdrivers have a nice clutch setting, just like a drill, so that allows you to very precisely put in screws, other fasteners at a very controlled rate without stripping them out. Also allows you to reach into a lot of areas that, say, maybe a drill or impact can't reach, while getting a more precise usage like a screwdriver would. But that's a little bit where I'm confused, because I really haven't found a situation where I can't get, say, maybe like an impact driver or a drill into without maybe, say, using like a bit extension, where I would have to use something like an electric screwdriver. Now, if I do have a spot where I really can't get anything in there too well, I'll just grab a screwdriver, and I don't mind using a screwdriver instead. I really haven't found a reason to buy that screwdriver, electric screwdriver, in between, say, just a regular screwdriver and an impact driver, or just a drill with a nice clutch. Well, let's look at my three top choices. Whenever I reach for, say, I'm doing some work on my computer, I'm working on a client's computer or rack, here are the three tools that I reach for right away. They are all 12 volt tools. I've got the DeWalt 12 volt drill. This is the newer generation. The DeWalt 12 volt impact, and I've got the Makita. This is going to be the older Makita brushed, and notice I've got a longer bit on there. This thing is actually really thin, very comparable to the DeWalt 12 volt here, but it has a much thinner head with no LED ring like the DeWalt has. And these are my three tools for when I need to remove some very sensitive fasteners. Say I'm pulling out something out of a client's rack, I'm pulling out maybe some computer parts like a hard drive or something. These are the three tools that I'm going to reach for. And now I always like to use a longer bit on here, or even a bit extension like you see behind here on the DeWalt. I really haven't found a reason to use or even buy a screwdriver yet. That's going to be, an electric one. I know they make a lot of different types. Some of the Ryobi ones are very affordable. I've seen the Project Farm video as well too, and there's actually a lot of options there, which is pretty cool. Now, I've noticed that not every tool reviewer has them or even recommends them. I've seen a lot of guys that say, hey, they're really cool to have for the clutch, but I don't see myself buying one over, say, like a DeWalt drill like this, where all I'm really gaining is more of the compact size of an impact driver, but I'm also gaining, of course, that clutch. Now, I've been really happy with this DeWalt drill simply because of how well the clutch works and how much precise control I have over that RPM. Now, am I saying that, an electric screwdriver and some of the really compact screwdrivers they make, are those things useless? Well, no, of course I'm not saying that. I've seen a lot of really cool cases where some guys are needing those quite frequently, doing, really small, detailed work. It's just something I really haven't ran into, doing, PC stuff, home repair. I do a lot of AV work, and I just haven't really found the need for it. Even talking to some of the guys that I know that I work with, a lot of them just prefer a 12 volt impact driver, and that's kind of just a one and done. And that's kind of what I found myself using a lot too. I love the DeWalt and the Makita 12 volt impact drivers. They're very compact, very powerful, yet very precise, which is a huge advantage that I'm definitely looking for. I don't want to strip out screws, I don't want to break anything. I want to have excellent control at a very low RPM. Now let's take, for example, a simple comparison here between, say, the DeWalt 12-volt Max screwdriver kit here. Now this is currently at $129 on Amazon. A couple unique features of this screwdriver kit here is that it has 15 clutch settings. It's got a 1/4-inch quick release, of course, that's what most screwdrivers have. They're designed for just using bits. Now, $129. Let's compare that to, say, the current kit between the impact driver and the drill. Now this drill has exactly the same 15 clutch settings. So pretty much a screwdriver is going to be essentially a drill with the clutch. However, though, you're changing out the same collet and basically mechanism as the impact driver and putting that in the drill with the clutch settings. Now, of course, you're not getting the impacts like an impact driver would have. You're getting a little more precision there, of course, when you have the clutch settings. But look at the pricing comparison a lot of these times in these tools is going to be very similar to just buying a drill, buying an impact. And I just have a hard time seeing the pros of having the clutch setting without having the impacts. I'd rather have a bit more power on the top end than have a bit more precision on the low end at most times. It's just something that I'm not really too sure, why I would need it most of the time. And, I'm not saying there's not a good reason to have one. Of course, they are, popular tools with, a number of people that like to use them for really specific uses. It's just one of those tools that I don't see necessarily everyone having a good solid use for one, when of course you can get a drill and impact for the exact same price. So guys, I kind of want to hear what you guys think. Leave me a comment below what you think about screwdrivers. I know they're compact, I know they're light, I know they have great clutch settings, but are they really worth it over just buying, say, like a drill and an impact separately that are already pretty compact? Is it worth spending the extra money to have, say, a screwdriver that's going to have some clutch settings being just a bit shorter than a drill, but not being able to, say, drill and having a chuck that can accept many types of bits, whereas you're restricting yourself to just a lower powered, essentially a drill with a clutch that can only do specific tasks? So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this was kind of something kind of interesting here if you're kind of looking at electric screwdrivers, whether or not they'd be useful for you or not. And take care, guys. Have a great day.